Dr. Stanzi here, and I wanted to talk today about the inferiority complex and how you can address it, make some shifts there to really be confident and get some fulfillment out of your life. The inferiority complex is highly prevalent in our societies, and it's all based on the feeling of not being enough. I'm not successful enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough, whatever it is, the not enough feeling. And this becomes the inferiority complex when the person has those insecure thoughts and fully believes them. Instead of having the pause and saying, oh, that's just a thought, it's not true, I know I'm enough. Instead, the person believes that thought and internalizes it and attaches to it and believes that it is the truth. And can happen with the inferiority complex is that the person can become very judgmental and critical of themselves and others because they don't feel enough. They're always judging themselves, and so then they're going to judge other people. And then it can even become a superiority complex when the person starts to judge other people and basically cutting them down, trying to find all their flaws, all the things that are wrong with other people and circumstances in order to make them feel better. But ultimately, underneath, there's still this deep-rooted insecurity and fear of not being enough. And so this can lead to a lot of negative patterns in one's life, from self-sabotage. If someone feels they're not enough, they're subconsciously going to be taking actions that are going to repeat those feelings of not being enough. Someone says, well, I really want to reach this goal in my business, but they don't feel enough or worthy of that success, then they're going to procrastinate, or they won't take actions that are aligned with what they want because they don't feel they're worthy of it. Subconsciously, they'll be taking actions that detract from what they want. And that reaffirms the feeling of not being enough. Same thing in relationships. They may not feel enough to receive the love that they want, or they'll be attracted to people, a subconscious pattern, attracted to people that are abusive or that don't value them. Or if they do have someone that loves them, they will sabotage that relationship because it doesn't match up with this deep-rooted belief of I'm not enough, I'm not worthy of this great thing that I want. In order to shift this pattern, we have to do the inner work to rewire it. And the reason is because it's been conditioned in, it's been wired in for many years of your life, possibly your entire life. When someone is growing up in a toxic or abusive, unstable childhood, then those feelings of not being enough can be wired in. Or the opposite, if the parents are overprotective and they don't allow the child to go out on their own at all, then when the child becomes an adult and has to go and do things on their own, they don't feel that they're capable or that they're enough. Another way that it can happen later on in life is if someone experiences loss or traumas or maybe a change in their appearance or illness. These things can trigger that feeling of not being enough. Also, being bullied growing up or as an adult can bring up these feelings of insecurity. There's a lot that as humans are bumping up against, that we're having to overcome these different challenges, and it can chip away at the self-worth. And in order to heal that, we have to go in, feel those feelings, and rewire them. That's something that I help people do with the energetic alignment. But I want to share with you some other perspectives that can also help you to start shifting your mindset around this and start to move forward from this debilitating pattern. One is that we are creative beings, and our consciousness is one with the consciousness that creates our planet, and it's the consciousness that's one with the universe or God, Goddess, if you believe in that. We are innately creative beings, and we will always want to be creating things. And we have the power to do that, which is amazing. And so inevitably, we will have desires to create new things, to have success, to do things in life. But it's when we feel we have to achieve, to validate, to prove that we are enough, that's when we get hooked in to the painful, suffering pattern of being inferior. If we can realize that we are always going to be creating, you could achieve all your goals and then you're going to feel, oh, now I need to do more, which is normal. This is our innate quality of being a human. However, I've worked with people who have achieved so much success. They're billionaires, they're famous, and they have everything they could ever need, and yet they still have that feeling. We have to realize that the creation mode is always going to be happening, and that we will probably die still feeling like there are things that we wanted to do, we wanted to create. But the important piece is, did you create joyfully? Did you create from a place of happiness and what you want in life? Because a lot of people are seeking the success, the money, the relationship to validate that they are enough. And those things that they've achieved may not even be aligned with what brings them joy. And that's why people have these midlife crises when they have gotten all the things that they thought they wanted that would make them happy, and they're still not happy. Now they got to figure out, who am I really? Or they take the path of disconnect and they just keep numbing out and go into deeper suffering and pain. We want to create with a baseline of joy and happiness. It's important to identify, what do you really want to feel? Do you want to feel joyful or connected or love or free, whatever it is that floats your boat? What is it that you want to feel in your life? And cultivate that in the present moment, because the feeling is within you. It's not created by external things. What's the real goal in life? Right? It's to find your joy, to find your fulfillment, and create from that energetic. And then things are going to flow so much easier when you do that. It'll be less effortful. And then you'll know that you are living your best life, regardless of whether you make the million or whether you were able to buy the fancy car or get 1 billion followers or whatever it is that you think you want. And if you are in your center of joy and alignment, then you can start to create from that aligned place. You're creating more of the life that you want, rather than putting your energy into this empty place of not feeling enough. Instead of creating from a lack, a deficit, I'm not enough, how can I prove that I'm enough? You're creating from an overflow of energy. I'm happy, I'm joyful. What more can I build from that place? So then, when you're on your deathbed at the end of your life, you can say, well, I lived a fully joyful life. Maybe I wasn't able to accomplish all the goals that kept coming into my awareness, but I was able to move through life joyfully. And I invite you to prioritize your joy each day, making time to do something that fills you up, whether it's going for a walk, talking to a friend, taking a yoga class, whatever it is. Setting aside time to ensure that you're doing something that fills you up each day, and taking a moment to write down, what can you create in your life that's going to be in alignment with your joy? What's going to bring you more joy in the bigger picture? And third, taking baby steps in the direction of what you want to create. If you have been feeling stuck in a rut and not feeling enough and like you can't make the success that you want, start taking baby steps in the direction of what brings you joy, and taking small steps every day to make progress. And this will help you to get the energy flowing. So prioritize your joy every day. Remember that you are always creating, and so create in the direction of what brings you joy. And lastly, steps in the right direction so that the energy can start fueling you and things will really take off from there. I hope this is helpful for you and will help you to move forward in your life with more joy, with more confidence and ease. Comment below if this is helpful or if you have any other questions that you'd like me to address here in these videos. Have a beautiful and blessed day.